Okay, welcome back. Crimes Involving Property and Society Study Guide, Part 2. Learning objectives. Describe how to respond to identity theft. Officers should determine jurisdiction based on victim residency or the location of fraudulent activity. File an incident report for documentation purposes. Advise the victim to notify credit bureaus and financial institutions and provide an identity theft victim kit if available. Determine if an incident is animal cruelty. Misdemeanor animal cruelty involves unnecessarily overloading, tormenting, depriving of necessary food or shelter, or cruelty transporting an animal. Aggravated animal cruelty is a felony involving intentional acts or failures to act that results in cruel death of excessive and repeated unnecessary pain or suffering. Describe how to respond to animal cruelty. Officers should canvass the neighborhood for information and contact animal control for assistance or medical transport. If the animal is abandoned, animal control should remove it. If owned, officers should follow agency procedures to remove the animal upon establishing cruelty. Ensuring conditions and the animal are thoroughly photographed for the report. Determine if an incident involves loitering or prowling. Loitering or prowling involves lingering in a public place without apparent purpose at an unusual time or in an unusual manner under circumstances that create alarm or immediate concern for the safety of persons or property. Describe how to respond to loitering or prowling. Officers should request backup prior to contact and observe the subject's conduct. Contact should begin as a consensual encounter to allow the person an opportunity to explain their presence and dispel alarm. If the subject's explanation eases concern, they must be released. If an arrest is made, officers must articulate the complete totality of circumstances in their report. Determine if an incident is breach of the peace or disorderly conduct. Breach of the peace or disorderly conduct occurs when a person's actions, such as fighting, brawling, affrays, or public urination, corrupt public morals, outrage decency, or cause a public disturbance that endangers safety in a public place. Determine if an incident involves disorderly intoxication. Disorderly intoxication requires that a person be intoxicated to the point of losing normal physical or mental control while endangering safety or causing a public disturbance in a public place or on public transportation. Describe how to respond to breaches of the peace, disorderly conduct, or disorderly intoxication. Officers should utilize verbal de-escalation techniques, call for backup, separate involved parties, interview witnesses, and document specific physical indicators of intoxication, such as slurred speech, bloodshot eyes, or a staggered gait. Determine if an incident involves an open house party. An open house party violation occurs when an adult who is 18 or older and in control of a residence allows a social gathering where minors consume or possess alcohol or drugs with the adult's knowledge. Describe how to respond to an open house party. Agencies typically send multiple officers to open house parties due to the potential for fleeing or impaired drivers. Officers should assess indicators of intoxication or drug use among underage attendees, identify the resident minor, contact the parents or caregivers, and conduct interviews to determine knowledge and potential contributing to the delinquency of a minor charges. Determine if an incident involves illegal possession of a controlled substance. Illegal possession occurs when a suspect knowingly exercises control or ownership of a substance listed in Chapter 893, Florida statutes, while knowing that the substance is an illicit controlled substance. Describe how the Florida Comprehensive Drug Abuse Prevention and Control Act schedules legal and illegal drugs. Chapter 893 of the Florida statutes organizes controlled substances into 5 distinct schedules based on their medicinal value, potential for harm, and potential for misuse and addiction. Describe how to establish probable cause for illegal possession of a controlled substance. Probable cause is established by demonstrating actual, constructive, or joint possession of the illicit substance and performing a presumptive field test to confirm the presence of a controlled substance prior to making an arrest. Determine if an incident involves drug trafficking. An incident escalates from simple possession to drug trafficking when a suspect possesses specific threshold quantities or weights of controlled substances, such as over 25 pounds of cannabis, over 28 grams of cocaine, over 14 grams of methamphetamine, or over 7 grams of oxycodone. Identify a variety of drug paraphernalia. Paraphernalia includes such items as pipes, rolling papers, straws, or spoons when evidence demonstrates they are used or intended to be used to plant, manufacture, conceal, ingest, inject, or inhale a controlled substance. Describe how to respond to illegal possession of a controlled substance. If a suspect is incapacitated, officers must seek medical attention. Officers should request backup, utilize personal protective equipment, obtain consent or establish probable cause to search, perform a presumptive field test, photograph substances as found, and properly handle and collect evidence. Determine if an incident involves a vice crime. Vice crimes encompass offenses involving alcohol and tobacco violations, especially those involving minors, illegal gambling operations, and prostitution. Determine if an incident is gambling. Gambling occurs when a suspect plays or engages in a game of chance, such as cards, dice, or numbers games, at any location and by any device for money or items of value. Determine if an incident is prostitution. Prostitution involves committing, offering, or agreeing to engage in sexual activity for pay. If a subject engaged in prostitution is under 18 years of age, officers must recognize them as a potential human trafficking victim, take them into protective custody, and contact the Department of Children and Families, otherwise known as the DCF. Describe the basic characteristics of organized crime. Organized crime operations feature formal or paramilitary structures, operate both criminal and legitimate business fronts, target specific product markets, insulate higher-level leadership from direct liability, rely on street-level operatives, and engage in tactics such as intimidation, public corruption, and money laundering.